Russia alone bears responsibility for this war. Russia alone has the power to end this war immediately. And it's Russia alone that stands in the way of peace.
From the war in Ukraine to climate change, President Biden laid out his foreign policy platform in front of world leaders this morning at the United Nations General Assembly.
Yeah, Adam Longo joins us now with the details of what went down today at the UN. And Adam, based on what we heard there from President Biden, we know the war in Ukraine was front and center, yeah?
Yeah, not just for Biden, but for everyone there. This annual meeting at the United Nations in New York, it happened under the shadow of the war in Ukraine for a second year now. So not only did President Biden talk about it, but Ukraine's embattled President Volodymyr Zelensky also made his first visit to the UN since the start of Russia's invasion.
Help take on the challenges of their time.
President Biden called out Russia's war with Ukraine as a blatant violation of the UN Charter as he addressed the United Nations General Assembly today.
If you allow Ukraine to be carved up, is the independence of any nation secure? I'd respectfully suggest the answer is no.
The president also outlining the United States' vision to solve other global challenges, including climate change.
My administration, the United States, has treated this crisis as an existential threat from the moment we took office.
President of Ukraine.
Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky, made his first in-person visit to the global gathering since Russia's invasion began. He warned the aggression won't end with Ukraine.
Let unity decide everything openly. While Russia is pushing the world to the final war, Ukraine is doing everything to ensure that after Russian aggression, no one in the world will dare to attack any nation.
Zelensky is set to visit the White House and Capitol Hill later this week as Congress weighs Biden's request for an additional $24 billion in aid for Ukraine. And that'll be a hot discussion, of course, on Capitol Hill when Zelensky arrives later this week. Now, while in New York, President Biden will also meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whose government he has slammed as extreme. So that's sure to be a very interesting conversation.